Hello, my name is Jacob, and in this video I will demonstrate how to work with a CI/CD pipeline on GitHub and Azure, and we will build a Flask application that serves a machine learning endpoint, and we will see how we can operate that from the Cloud Shell and also from GitHub Actions and from Azure DevOps. But let's get going. So here we see that we have a Azure Cloud Shell, and I have cloned a GitHub repository here. And if we just do an ls, we can see the files we have in this repository, and we have the Flask application here at the app.py. And if we work in a continuous integration fashion, we also have a make file here that we could just briefly take a look at. You see we have a few sections of this make file, and we could easily do a lint of our code. Type in make lint, and then we see Pylint takes over here and lints our code and get back to us with a review, and it was a big success. And we can do the same with our unit tests, and we also see that we passed our, we only have one unit test here, as this is a simple demonstration. So this shows how we can work in a continuous integration fashion from a manually standpoint here in Azure Cloud Shell. Taking a look at the GitHub repository, we will do a brief change to our app.py file here. So our prediction endpoint has a front page that now prints sklearn prediction home, and we will make a small change here and typing hello world to see the front page in our application change and adopts this hello world statement here. So if we come here and we do a commit to this branch, we will see the build pipeline takes over. So now we have successfully committed this. So let's go to GitHub Actions to see that our commit to the main branch has automatically triggered our continuous integration pipeline, that we could look a little further down and see that now it is installing the dependencies. So we continuously check that our environment is able to build. And after this, we will use Pylint to lint our code to see if we have any sort of main breaking points in our code, and we shouldn't in this settings, as we just did it on the Cloud Shell. It's basically the same code we are running here. And after the linting, PyTest will take over and see if we check and pass all of our unit tests. And we had a success in our build. So we now see that our code was able to build, and our code is now in a working state. Let's hop over to our continuous delivery pipeline in Azure using Azure DevOps Pipelines. If we click here to pipelines, we'll see that our commit to our main branch automatically triggered not just the continuous integration pipeline, but also a continuous delivery pipeline. And what this pipeline does is that it will also run a build stage where we'll build our environment, and we could have also a lint and a unit test here to sort of have our continuous integration pipeline running in Azure Pipeline. But after this, it will also deploy our web application. This will take a few minutes, so I'll just pause the video and resume when it's done. Okay, so we see that our continuous delivery pipeline ended, and we have now successfully deployed our code change to the application. And if we come back to the Azure portal, we see our URL for our Python Flask application. And if we come in to this, we should see that we have a hello world statement printed here. So we have now a web app with holding our new source code. If we come back to the Cloud Shell, we will try and do a prediction here. So if we again see the files in our repository, we have a shell script for making a prediction, and let's try and see that. So now we are making a prediction again against our endpoint, and we see that we were able to actually receive a prediction back from our post call. So this closes the demonstration here, and we have seen that we have built a web application, first with a CI pipeline and then a CD pipeline, and from the Azure cloud we saw how to do a prediction against our new endpoint.